Oh no, I better just reorganize myself now. Good evening, Penny, sweetheart. How are you this evening? How are you this evening? I am okay. I'm going to work on the rest of this basket. Hi, Angie. How are you this evening? I can see others are starting to come in, so I'll give it a few minutes before I start my live. I'm going to finish this basket tonight, but I'm also going to be making this. Any ideas what it's made out of? Any ideas whatsoever? That will reveal that I will reveal in a very short time. But yes, I made this gorgeous little flower, and I don't know whether the light's catching it properly. I hope so, and that you're able to see it. I'll tell you what that's made out of in a second. But if you know me at all, you will guess what it's made out of. That's all. I'm going to leave you in suspense until I get there. So, good evening, Rian. How are we this evening? Right. Last week, I left you with the whole basket done with all the flowers added. But I didn't get it all out. That's one thing I left to do. For mine are Lynn's, which is, I'll have to go through these again now. Sam's. I can't remember who. Colours. Yes, Sarah's. This is Lynn's, I think. Yes, this is Lynn's. This is Lynn's flower. So that's the only thing I didn't get out. Everything else I'm super organized. Super organized. So the only flowers I didn't add was mine and Lynn's. I added some flowers on the side, there's some on top, and with each flower there's one of these with everybody's name on. And this is for Lynn, who won second prize for my challenge. And the basket's looking really, really cool. I've got her goodies from Marlo. So Marlo, thank you so much for posting them out. Once I've done this basket, Lynn, this is coming to you. Anyways, so I didn't add my own flower and I didn't add Lynn's flower. So Lynn made me this gorgeous bag to put the flowers in and to put what she made for the journal in as well. Good evening, Lisa, sweetheart. So I have these flowers to choose from, which she made more than one. She actually made 6 gorgeous flowers. So I have popped Lynn's little tag in the inside of the basket, and what I'm thinking is to add, I don't know whether I should add. No, she sent in 3, so if I can get 3 on there. I don't know if I'm going to get that works. I don't see why not. That way it doesn't work. Let me turn the anti-focus off because it's driving me nuts. Not drunk. Oh, I wish. Wait a sec. Oh, good evening, Sarah. Good evening, Sarah. Oh, bless you. So I've got 3. Well, she made me 6. So I'm just going to go with the flow at the minute. So all I'm going to do, as I'm not touching the inside, all I will be touching is the sides. I'm going to sew this one on. I love these flowers. Or shall I? Let me have a look. I want to see if I can get away with just 2, 3 there. Yeah. Lynn, I love your flowers. Those are too pretty to hide. They're gorgeous flowers. And I threaded my needle. That's how organised I was. They are stunning flowers. So I'm going to sew one on now, and I'm just going to sew them throughout the live. Otherwise, you'll be watching me hand sew. Now I cannot never do, and I've always wanted to learn it, how you lick the cotton and then sort of it go in a ball. I've tried and it doesn't work. Sometimes, well, no, I tell a lie. Sometimes it does work. That's only because I'm like that with my hands trying to do it. I can never go. I can never just lick it and then it just goes into a ball. Doesn't happen. Right, let's stick this pink one down first, I think. I'm going to push this in. So Lynn's I've decided to put on the inside, so she can see her flower too. It's going to be a bit stiff because I'm going through very different fabrics. And to answer everybody's question, I am doing okay. My back is healing. For those that don't know, I fell out my chair. No, I did fall out my chair. We've been doing the kitchen app, and the kitchen things was in the craft room, and it happened just after Friday's live. Last Friday, I was putting everything away, and because the chair had nowhere to go, I was putting away everything, and I sat right close to the edge of the chair, and the chair came back. I went on the floor, but it didn't just come back because it had nowhere to go. It smacked into my back. So I'm recovering okay. The lovely Miss Rian brought me some beautiful flowers, which I'm going to reuse. She doesn't know it yet. Well, she now knows it yet, but yes, she brought me some flowers last weekend. So that's why I didn't see us crafting, because we did a bit of crocheting in the living room because I couldn't go very far, and she was ever so gentle, wasn't you, Miss Rian? So I've sewn in Lynn's tag. All I need to do is just sew her flowers in and then somehow attach my flower, my tag somewhere. So yeah. Oh, and I'm using, I've got a lot of surprises tonight. I'm going to be using a different foot on my machine. Show you what that is. So yes, lots of little things in tonight's live. Nearly there. Has Chris got that kettle on yet? Oh, you just missed him, Lisa. He's just made me a beautiful cup of tea, and it's sitting next to me, and I will be drinking it throughout the live. I will be drinking it throughout the live. I always seem to forget it. Right, is that sewn on? Yes. All right, so there's our first flower sewn on. Like I say, I'm going to be sewing these on throughout the live. Pull that, and I'm going to push it through. Please tell me. No, it didn't snap. I was going to say. Right, so there's the first flower all sewn. And Lynn's little tag in the inside of the flower. I am very gentle crochet. You are, Rian. You are a very gentle crocheter. We were making, we're going to have to do a video on it, because we were making something to do with buttons, and it cheered me up no end. So that's our first task. I'm going to be sewing them in as I go along. We've got these two beautiful buttons, no, beautiful flowers that I'm going to be sewing in as well, so that when the basket lays flat, she'll see a full parade of flowers. So I'm going to move that out of the way just a second. And these beautiful flowers, and I've taken Tammy's off just while I'm working on it. I'll hook it back on later. So seam binding. There's another thing I forgot to do. Bear with me while I do it. Okay. Something I forgot to do was put the iron on. Seam binding. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Now, my pieces are exactly 5 inches across. And the reason they're 5 inches is because the way you fold them, you only get about an inch each side when it overlaps the fabric, because the seam binding sort of goes over the fabric to close in those edges. So it doesn't matter if I've missed it going around, because the seam binding will catch it anyway. So 5 inches going across, and you then cut it at an angle. So on my board, I need back to show you about inches. On my board, I went from the tip, and I put it in between one of my 1 inch crosses, just a very, very tip. So you find a tip. So even if you've cut it straight, go across and find your 1 inch corner. Mark it a 1 inch each side. So pretend you've just marked it a 1 inch and 1 inch each side. You then mark this. Now this is going to be your second mark. So at the moment, your fabric is lying like that. That's when you cut your fabric out. That's how it'll lay. So mark your 1 inch by 1 inch, and you're going to use this top corner, and you are going, now on any board there is a diagonal lines. On my board there's 1, 2, 3, 4 I can see. There may be more, and that's for your angles. Good evening, Divana. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful ladies. Happy Mother's Day to you, sweetheart. I know it's happy Mother's Day in the USA today, isn't it? We had our Mother's Day back in March, and it was funny enough you should bring that up, because I found out through a conversation with Miss Dee that the US and the UK celebrate Mother's Day on 2 different days. We had it back in March. I don't know what day that was. And you lovely ladies is on the 12th of May, which is, or the 10th of May, which is today. So it's 2 different days. So yeah, happy Mother's Day to you, sweetheart. I hope you're having a lovely day and got spoilt. So mark your corners. Once you've marked your corners, come down to your diagonal line. So you want your fabric to sit, your 2 parallel lines need to sit on the lines going from left to right. You then find your corner, find 1 inch. Now it can be any 1 inch square on your board, and you mark it, and then you draw. Now I drew the line. You don't necessarily have to do it. I drew the line all the way to here on my piece of fabric. So I went from there to there on my piece of fabric, and then I cut it, and then that gives me then an angle line. Bias binding is where you cut it on the diagonal. If I cut it straight, I wouldn't be able to stretch it. The whole idea of bias binding is that it's going to allow you to go around your corners or around your any corners that you want. It's going to allow you to do that very smoothly. If I didn't cut it on the bias, so if I didn't cut it on the bias, which means you get your piece of fabric, and instead of you cutting straight, which is what I usually do, you cut a 45-degree line. Yes, Lisa, cut it a 45-degree line. And my bias binding measures 5 inches exactly. Now, one piece of fabric isn't going to give you the length that you require. Mine didn't, so I had to rejoin 2 pieces, and my 2 pieces are here. So when you cut them on an angle, you're able then to join them up. I'll take this. You're able then to join them that way. Able then to join them that way. Now this is cut a little bit smaller, I will admit, so it's not cut at 5, but I'm not bothered by this piece because it's going on the back. But you then cut it that way, because the blue is going to go on the front, the white's going to go in the back. You then cut it out, you then pin it, and you sew it, and that's as far as I've got. So I have now, with my basket being 2 different fabrics, I have the white fabric which has got butterflies on, and I messaged Lynn through the week and she said she absolutely loves butterflies and blues and pinks. So I've gone with the right colours. So I've gone blue on the front, and that's the fabric I've used. That's where I've joined there, which you're not really going to notice that, because when I sew it, you're not going to notice where the join is anyway. And this is my white. Again, my join is there. So that is as far as I have got. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is, I'll take the blue first. Now I haven't done these to both, so you'll have to bear with me tonight. That's lucky clap. That what I used blue on the front. Oh, that what I know what you're trying to say. That's lucky. What I've used is what Lynn likes. That's what you mean. Yes, it is lucky. Because I was worrying about the fact, because she said, "Oh, she loves blues and butterflies and all that kind of jazz." So I was really eager to know. Here. So I'm using fabric start. Why I'm putting the lid back on, I do not know. Now when I get to the join, I'm going to just part it with my fingers first, because you want this to be flat. And I'm going to use, if you can't get your piece, say you couldn't get your piece flat, there is a gadget that I do use most often, and that is my seam binder. So say it's all crunched up like that and you're really struggling to get it flat. So use your seam binder. Instead of unripping the stitches, use it as a guide to lay it down flat so you can finger press it, so it can then be iron flat. And it does work. And it becomes flat enough for you to iron. Bingo. So that's my little gadget for that. Okay, so there's that one done. A white one. Take my fabrics. I wondered where I put it then. Your teddy is right down by my feet, so that's why you can hear him. So again, these stitches are they're a bit close together, but the minute I get my seam binder in the middle, I'm able just to part them enough for me to finger press them, because I don't want to be burning my fingers. Okay. And I think I did this a bit smaller, this seam binding. It was supposed to be 5 inches. I think I've just cut this smaller, but it doesn't matter. I only use 5 inches because the smaller the number you go by cutting it when it's at your seam binding. So say I cut it at 2-inch seam binding, that means I would only get like maybe a quarter, maybe smaller than that each side. So the bigger the number, obviously the bigger seam binding you're going to get and be able to see on your project. So since we got this one on here, let's go with this one. So the first thing I want to do is get to my top, and I just want to push this over, right over to the side. Doesn't matter if it's straight, if it's gone over the side, it doesn't matter at the moment. Oh God, Ted. I took Teddy and Rosie to the vets today. And poor Rosie's got to have an operation on her teeth. And she got a little lump on her eye, which I was really reluctant. Not because I didn't want to. Some people, they don't want their dogs to go and have an operation because they don't want their dogs to go and have an operation. Now, I didn't want Rosie to go under because she's 10 years old. She's only a little dog. And I was frightened that if I did put her under just for the sake of removing a lump that wasn't irritating her, then was I doing the right thing? Ted? No, he's snoring. I do hear it back sometimes, and I do actually hear him. And it does. No, he's snoring. Somebody thought it was Chris once. No, he's snoring. So open it up, and then we're going to take each side in the center. This is how I do mine. So yeah, some people don't like their dogs to go under because they just don't like their dogs to go under. Some people don't like the dogs to have operation because of the money. Some people like the dogs to go under and would do anything for their pets. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm just saying that Rosie is very small. She's 10 years old. If she was like 2, 3, then I wouldn't bat an eyelid about her going under. She's got a heart murmur too. And I was like, if it's not bothering her, and the vet said to me last time, you know, we need to operate on this. Now, it hasn't been bothering her. And I said, look, it's not bothering her. If it's not bothering her, for as long as it doesn't bother her, if it's not bothering her and it's not doing anything, it's not growing, which it hasn't been for the past year, it's just been there. I didn't see the point of putting her under all that stress just to remove something for the sake of removing it. So I said no the last time we went down because she was in for a second vac. Ted, she was in for a second vaccination. And last night, or the night before, I think, her eye started to bleed where she's got this lump. Oh, I thought, oh, now I'm gonna have to get it removed because it was now bothering her. It was getting to the case now where it was actually irritating her and it was bothering her. So I was like, right, okay, when I go down, I'll inquire about it, see where I am. You know, whether they would operate on her, whether it's the right thing to do, all the rest of it. But before I took them down, and I do this every time we take them down, even if it's the cats, even if it's Chris, even if it's Chris, no, not even if it's Chris, even if it's Chris's guide dog, Heath, I check them over. I check their nails, I check their ears, I just generally check them over because I did think, I don't want to be putting my animals through all that stress. Let's check them over. If there's anything that's worrying me and bothering them, then now's my time to mention it. So one of the things that I was keeping an eye on, again, Rosie's got 2 that I knew of, really wobbly teeth. And I was like, Hadn't mentioned it before to the vets because I hadn't seen it. I'd only seen it 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, I don't know. So anyway, took her down the vets and she had a look at her teeth. And there's actually 4 teeth that's got to come out. So I'm a bit worried about it, to say the least, because Rosie's my very first dog. She goes everywhere with me. She's got her own carrier bag. She just goes everywhere with me. So I'm a bit worried, and I know they'll look after her because they do it every day, but I'm just really worried about her. So she's going in for an operation on Thursday. So what I'm trying to say is there's a reason for me saying this. I might not be able to come live Friday because Rosie is going having her operation, and therefore the last time she was under operation was for to be neutered, and she hasn't been in since, which is good in a sense, bad in the other way, because I don't know how she's going to react. She's going to be really sore because not only are they taking the teeth out, she's also having this lump removed. So I don't think I'm going to say if it changes and I'm able to, then I'll put a video up. But I don't think I'm going to be able to come live next week, just for that very reason. Chat. Did you say Chris has a guide dog? I did, Miss Lisa. His name is Heath. He is a black lab golden retriever. And he's got a white stripe on his chest. And in guide dogs, they train the dogs to be a guide dog, nothing more, nothing less. They don't train. So when they come to us, he's fully toilet trained. He's trained on the lead. He's trained to sit by curbs. They do all the training. But the one thing they don't ever teach the dogs, and we've never ever taught him anything different, because to train a guide dog is a lot of money. Is Heath? I don't know why. Like I say, we haven't taught it to him, and Heath looks after Chris on the outside. And he looks after Chris on the outside. He walks in by curb to curb. They usually retire guide dogs at about 7, 8, something like that, around there, but 6 sometimes. But they never go past 9. And Heath is coming up to 10, and he's still going. And Chris will feel it in the lead when Heath you'll start to become anxious, getting old, that kind of thing. So that'll all start to kick in. But he's still going strong, and who knows when he's up for retirement. But we'll get to keep him. We do have a choice of keeping him, or he goes to what they call a retirement home. So basically, they have these homes on standby that take in retired guide dogs. And then Chris has got another choice, to have another guide dog while we got Heath. But Chris has always said, for as long as we have Heath, he won't have another guide dog, only because he doesn't see it fair when he picks up the harness when Heath goes out. When he picks up the harness, Heath is going to think he's going out, and he's helping Chris to be guided, not this new dog. So Chris isn't having a new dog while Heath's still with us. But yes, so as I was saying, Heath looks after me on the inside, and it was really funny when Megan came to see me last weekend. She saw for herself what I mean by this. Heath looks after me, doesn't go very far from me, especially if I'm hurting. He can feel it more. And last week when I fell, he couldn't get into the room, and he was pasting. He was back and forth by the doorway because he couldn't get in the room to save me, look. And he usually saves me from going to the floor. Again, we've never trained him to do that. I think that's just something he's picked up. I mean, I would say that's something that he's picked up by himself. He usually lifts me up. So say he feels me trying fall in, he'll put himself between me and the floor, and he'll gently raise up as if he's going to stand up, but I'll try and not put my weight on him, because I don't like doing that to him. He's a dog after all. But he does try and save me, and he has saved me many a times going to the floor. But last week he couldn't get in the room, and he was back and forth. And once I was up, Chris was like, "It's okay, it's okay." And he didn't leave my side all night. And when Rian came Sunday, he still didn't leave my side. But it's something I think to see. It's something that I think it's got to be seen to actually be believed. Right. So done my seam binding. They are both done. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my blue, and I'm going to go from, let's just cut this side. Oh, love him. What an absolute sweetheart. I know he is. Rian absolutely loves all the animals when she pops over. He's adorable, loves Claire. Oh, thank you, Miss Rian. Right, so fold this in half. This then, you don't see any raw edges. You only just see the seam binding. And I'm just going to cut that at an angle. And it's going to be a little bit difficult. When I say difficult, I don't mean tricky is the word, because I've sewn the flowers on the basket. Right, I want to sort of I think it's got to go smaller. Yeah, it's got to go smaller. And because it's not gonna. Right, so let's put start putting some pins in. I have my clips next to me. So has anyone else got doggies or animals, or am I just boasting? Animals never let you down, and all they ask is for food, love, and exercise. Well, dogs anyway. Yes, they do. That's all they do ask for, Rian. You are right. Oh, I haven't folded that all the way. Cats ask for food, the door to be let open, and that's about it, and some love. Right. I'm just going to fold that over, bearing in mind I don't nip that tag. And I'm going to fold this over. And I'm using a special foot tonight. And I'm wondering whether you all know what it is that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to show you. So I'm not using my ordinary foot to do this because it's going through quite a bit of fabric. There's one there. One just there. Let me get some more pins out. I have 4 cats. 4 cats, 2 of my own and 2 that I foster for a local cat charity. I long-term foster sick and the old ones that nobody wants, and I love them till they reach the end of their lives. Oh, Lisa, that's so lovely. Right, see how it's just seemingly going around these corners? That's because of my seam binding. is being able to stretch around the corners without any so I folded my seam binding, so I cut it at 2 inch. So I could have cut it at a smaller, I would have thought, and it still would have done the job. There. So I haven't been able to watch any videos this week as I've been in too much pain. So I've got a load to catch up on. I know Sam's doing a challenge at the moment. Does anybody else know of a challenge going? And the lovely Sarah, if she's still with us. I saw you won. I haven't watched the video to see what you've won yet, but I did pop up and didn't you win something from Debbie Brown? I did see you, lucky thing. Right, I'm gonna just go around, like I say, not biting the corners. Now, because this tag is wanting to come around, I might just sew that around. So I'm gonna cut when you get to the end. Cut it there. And I'm gonna just pin it. Right. I'll fold this over. Wait. Let me fold this over first. That's better. And let's pull on you. Okay, so there's all my seam binding. Make sure you've got all your edges, that it's not catching in anything that you don't want it to catch in. At this point, whatever project I'm doing, I usually check anything you don't want it to catch. Now's the time to put pins in it. So I'm just gonna pin this all back. So I see, I'm sure Sarah was in the chat, or was it me? Right, I'm just gonna pin this flower back. Any flowers that I don't want for it to catch in the machine, just pin them all back, because you can unpin them after. Right, that's just about right. Right, okay. Now, the foot I am using. Shall I do the foot or shall I do a flower? You're using a binder foot. No, not just yet. No, I'm not. No, I'm not just yet. No, I'm not using a binder foot. Nice guess though. I could have used that. Shall I sew in another flower while I'm here? And then I can sew one in right at the very end. No, not a binder foot. Keep guessing. Won't have long to wait, I promise. Right, let me just sew this in. Like I say, I've got my tag to fit on the okay, we're good to go. Could have used a binder foot. That's a really good idea. But no, I'm not using a binder foot. Come on. There. Oh my god, one of my cats, Mr. Harrison, is now like, aha, a zipper foot? No, that's a nice try, Penny. No, not quite as, no, not a zipper foot. not a zipper foot. Once I sew this in, you'll see it. And you'll go, oh yeah. Or you might not. Just want to sew this on first before I do anything more. So I'm nearly at the end. Right. Right. Sew this at the back. An edge joining foot, a piping foot, or some of these I haven't even heard of. I've never heard of a piping foot before. An edge foot, no. Edge joining, no. The minute I mention it now, you ladies will go, oh, that's what it is. That's what she's using. Let me just put this. I love these flowers, Lynn. You're gonna have to. I wonder whether you've done a video on how you've made these, because these are absolutely beautiful. Where's my piece of fabric gone? There we are. Okay. Now, what is a piping foot? I don't know. Satin stitch foot. I know what one of them is. Hi, Shaz. I don't know what a piping foot is. This is what I'm saying. Some of these feet I have never heard of before. An edge joining, I have heard of it, but I haven't, if that makes sense. I have heard of it. I have got one, but I haven't as of yet used it. And a piping foot, I have no ideas. Lisa, you're gonna have to tell me what a piping foot is. Penny, if you could tell me one. And what doesn't, I presume an edge join your foot joins your edges together. Right. To put you all out your misery, I'll tell you. Okay. I'm using a foot that I'm going to have to take certain thing off the machine. So I'm using a walking foot. Now, if you don't know what one of these are, so a walking foot, it can be used for different things. Mainly it can be used for your silks or your fabrics because it's got extra teeth, on which I will show you in a second, that and what it does in a second. But it's got extra teeth that will allow the fabric to freely move into your machine. So your silks or your satins or any slippery fabrics, it'll do. The other thing it'll do is if you're patchworking or if you've got to go through quite thick fabric like we have just got to be able to sew our seam binding on, this is the perfect foot to use. So it's a bit like a crab. That's the only way to describe it in my eyes. It's exactly like, now I believe there is another name for a walking foot, but I did have it in mind, but it's completely gone. I knew what you meant, Penny, when the little man came up. That's really cool. It looks like a crab to me. But there is another name for those overseas. You might not be able to find a walking foot. There is another name, I believe, to what it's actually called. So with a walking foot, you've got to take a specific thing off the machine, which I'm going to talk to you in a second. So how it works is, you know that on your machine, with any machine, there is a needle bar. This needle bar allows your needle to dot up and down, up and down, up and down. And the needle bar only comes out to about yay much. And then you have your needle that pops up and down. This goes over the needle bar. And as it goes over, as you can see, it's up. It goes up and down. It goes down and up with the motion of the bar that this follows. But not only that, a walking foot will allow you, now you don't need to put your feet dogs down. I'm pronouncing that one wrong. feed dogs down. You don't need to put them down, because this will allow you to take your fabric. This is why it's got extra teeth. So at the bottom, there's like little teeth, and that allows you to pull the fabric. What it does, it grasps onto the fabric and it pulls it, and it pulls it, and it pulls it back. So you've got, not only does it do that, but it goes back, it grabs the fabric, pulls it back, grabs the fabric, pulls it back. And this is exactly how it works. So to put this on, we need to not only take our little foot off, but we need to take the bar off that the foot is attached to. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, walking foot, they don't come with any machine, not that I've known, not that I've seen or known for. A walking foot, usually you have to buy separately, and I did pay quite some pennies for my walking foot, but since buying it, it's allowed me to use my fabrics and not have to worry about where it's, about thickness, about whether I'm using silk, satin, because I often worry about that if I'm sewing, especially silks. This is more like a this is not silk to be exact. What kind of fabric is this? So there's your silk. So what it would do is it would grab that and pull it back. Now, it's not going to scour it or edge it or fray it, but it will allow you to stitch with ease, like you wouldn't believe, because it's got two different chiffon. Thank you, Lisa. It's got two different springs. It's got this one, which is the pull. It pulls the fabric, pushes it back, pulls the fabric, and it's a bit like what the feed dogs do at the bottom. You know, on the bottom, they grab the fabric and then they pull it back, grab the fabric and pull it back. And that's how a machine usually works, is that it pulls the fabric and pushes it back. This is where you need the feed dogs to begin with. So with this little guy, it comes with its own little feed dogs. It's got top feed dogs, which allows you, because slippery fabrics, it's only going to grab the bottom, and it's going to struggle, because it's so slippery, to stitch it properly. And it might, if you try it, and I have tried it, using a normal foot, it will scour it, or it will sort of fray it, you know, like old clothing, and you can sort of see the stitches in the center of your satin. It will do that if you haven't got the right foot on. So this one allows not only the bottom feed dogs to work, but like I say, this little top, it allows this top to work as well. Some sewing machines comes with one. Like I say, I wasn't too sure, which is why I said I wasn't too sure. Mine didn't. I had to buy mine separate. And the walking foot, you have to buy with the make of your machine. So say if you've got a brother machine, you're looking for a brother walking foot. This isn't going to work on my manual brother machine, because it's made for a singer machine. I could get one for my brother machine, and every now and then I do pull it out, but this isn't going to work on that machine. They are solely specifically for the model, the make of your machine, not the model, the make of your machine. So like brother, singer, name a few. My mind's gone blank, but I can't remember the other first. But it's specifically for your machine. Was £6.50 and works okay. Oh, there we go. My machine is 39 years old. I used to make clothes years ago. Oh wow, Shaz. Right, let's show you how it works on my machine. Like I say, they are a little bit expensive, and or can be, to my knowledge. Like I say, mine was, but I don't know. Perhaps it's first. I don't know why it's expensive. I think it's because the actual foot itself does two things. It grabs the needle to pull it up and down, and it also catches the fabric, pulls it back. Like I say, they can be expensive. I did pay a few pennies for mine. You want to buy it for the make of your machine. So Brother, Singer, I can't think of any other machines, but that kind of thing. And if I wanted to buy one for my Brother machine, I'd have to buy one solely for Brother. Some walking feet do actually mix. Some walking feet you can use for Brother and Singer. It just depends on the walking foot itself, and what machine that you've got. That's all it depends on, really. Right, let's attach this little guy to my machine. Right, first thing we've got to do is get this foot that I'm always using off my machine, so we're not going to be using that. The second thing we need to do is raise the needle totally up. That's the needle all the way up. And the third thing we need to do is get rid of this little bar. Now this bar allows all your feet to magnetically clasp on if you're able to sew. But because this has got its own little place for the bar to go in, it's got no magnetic clasp to join on to anything, we need to remove this bar. And how we do that is, I need a piece of paper first, or a piece of tracing paper, either or, and we unscrew this little screw here. So on my Singer machine, I had a little poxy little doodah. I'll show you in a second, but every time I unscrew it with my machine, it goes flying. This is what I mean. And they're not, they've made it so it's small and compact, but I can never get the grip on to be able to unscrew the screw or do whatnot. It usually flies across the room. So I'm actually using a screwdriver to my Brother machine, or you can use a button or a 2p coin or whatever you want to use. So take this little bar out. Don't lose it, because that is the bar to join your other feet onto your machine. I'm going to pop my feet into my little box so I know it's safe. So move that a second. So the first thing we need to do is raise this little bar up. This little bar, like I just said, needs to rest on this. Needs to rest on this needle bar here. I'm hoping you can see. Let me know if you can't. Needs to rest on that needle bar. The little bar is called an ankle. Thank you, Lisa. My sewing terminology I need to get better at. Right, I'm going to hook that onto over the little ankle of my machine. Then I'm going to hook the two little, I should have showed you first, but I can never get it loose enough. No, wait in there. Come on, right. See these two little prongs? That needs to go, your screw needs to go between these two little prongs. That's what I wanted to tell you. Let me move my thread out the way. Holding my bar up, go over my ankle of my machine, and screw it all the way up. So we now can use this little guy on our basket, and this little guy will allow you to do that at ease, knowing you're going to go through all your fabrics. And I'm also going to take the extended table off as well, because we're working on a basket. I'm just holding it at the back till I get it tight enough. Okay, screwed it all the way up. Moved you all out the way then. I do apologise. Screwed it all the way up. Screw it tight with your screwdriver, and that is your little walking foot now on your machine. So what you need to do before you start sewing is make sure that bar is going up and down with the machine. and it is. Can you see how the bar's gotten down? That's the first thing you need to do, because if you start sewing and you haven't got that bar on your machine, you might wreck your walking foot and your machine, because the needle might jut up because the bar isn't over. Claire, as a serious machine sews for Walker, so I get that she's paid for. Yeah, like I say, I'm gonna check. Send me the link, Rian, to your the one that you got, because perhaps I can buy that one for my brother machine. So send me the link, because I don't want to get one for my brother machine, but I'm wondering whether I can get a cheaper one for it. So I'm wondering. So can you send me the link, please? Right, okay, let's sew our basket up. This is going to be a bit tricky because, of course, we're using a basket. So all I'm going to do is lay as flat as I can. And I'm going to start on this first clip. Let me just there. Okay, start on your first clip. Oh gosh, £6.50, Rian. That's not a bad price, you know, considering I paid like loads for my walking foot. I did pay quite some pennies for my walking foot. I shan't lie. So £6.50 is not a bad price at all. But I'm wondering whether I can get that walking foot. Whether is it? Have you got a brother machine? Brian, can you? No, you've got. It says. Oh, I can't remember what machine have you got. Oh, bless you. Now I'm wondering whether I can get it from my brother machine. Make your thread go all the way to the back, as you would normally, and then I'm going on straight stitch. And I'm just sewing. Why isn't this going through? Should be able. No, something's not quite right. Oh, I know what it might be. It might be my pin. Where's my scissors? I haven't used this quite a lot. So when I was using it earlier, it worked perfectly fine. But under pressure, it might not work. Okay, something's going on. It's not catching my thread. So let's put a piece of scrap. So we're done. I'm wondering if it's the bottom bobbin. Let me have a look again. It's the bottom bobbin. I always have trouble. Yeah, bottom bobbin was stuck. I always have trouble threading this bottom bobbin. I don't know why, I just do. Well, that seems to be dragging it through okay. I'm going to rethread it. I'm going to rethread it. Collect, rethread your machine. I'm gonna, because something's going on. I'm going to take the bottom bobbin out and I'm going to start all over again. Okay. I've just rethreaded a new bobbin at the bottom because I thought, oh, it's not going to last. I'll redo it. And I always have trouble. Round 1, round 2, back down to 3, back up 4, back down to 5, over the little lip. And pull this. If I can't get this to work, then I can't get it to work. Right, left hand. Oh, wait. Left hand. Right, let me see now. When I did it earlier, it worked perfectly. I'm going slow because I want to see if the stitches are grasping. So I do apologise. No. Getting caught somewhere. Oh, come on, don't play me up. No, there's something wrong. Ooh. Oh, it always happens on live. Just cut it so that where's my little doodle? I'm using a button, I think. God, how tight did I do this? Right, this up. Right. Wait a minute. I can see my problem. There it is. Right. Hopefully now it's caught. That's up all the way. Okay. Our screws in. Oh, come on. Don't play me up. There's one. Would you believe it? Right, but I tried this earlier just to make sure that everything was set up. It was as it was. If I just no. Okay. Right, my left hand. And then go loose. Cut that. I'm wondering if I've got a come on. I'm not catching at all. Come on. Oh, here it comes. Oh my word, come on. What the heck? Right, I've had enough. It's not catching on my machine. I'll try one more time. Rethread the top. Okay, I'll rethread the top. I'll try one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll have to put the standard. I'll have to put the standard thing jig on. It's the bottom thread. I bet you any money is the bottom one. That's the bottom one. It always gives me trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 5. Through the loop. I'm all failing that. I'll get my manual machine out because I will sew this basket either way. Right. That's all threaded. Oh. Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Ha! Bingo. Got ya. Stuck on there. Brilliant. I got him. Right. I'm going to try it now. I've got the bottom thread going. Oh, I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm playing around with my sewing machine, well, when it's aggravating me like this, I always get threads everywhere. Right, let me just. Ooh. No. Oh my word, what the heck's going on in my machine? I might have to get my book out now in a minute. Right, this calls for drastic measures. It's the bottom thread, it is. I know exactly what it is. No. Right. Let's retry it again. Place in the left hand and pull the thread in front of you and pop in. Follow the instructions to the thread around, and I rethread at the top. Oh, bingo, that came through first time. Right. I'm sorry, guys. You're just looking at me threading my machine at the minute. It's driving me nuts. No. I'm going to resolve back to my... It's the bobbin. It is penny. It's the bottom. It's the bottom bobbin, bottom thread. I know exactly what it is because it causes me trouble every time I try and rethread it. Oh, I can't believe this. I'm gonna end up making flowers now at this rate. Right, I'm gonna try one more attempt and then I'm just gonna make some flowers up. I'm doing something, but playing around my machine. Take the crease out. Oh, look at that. Come on. I'm getting annoyed now. I'm so sorry. I'm just panicking. There. Right, put that back in. And we try it again one more time, and then if all else fails, I'm going to be making flowers. Put this back on first. I'm going to rethread the top. I did all this before the live. Where's my screws gone? I'm so frustrated. It's unbelievable. Turn it up the other way and thread again. I am going to thread it all again, and if I still have trouble, I'm going to resort to making flowers. You watch now, it'll, the minute I don't want it to work, it'll start threading for me. Come on, that way. Right, let me rethread the top. Okay, right, so everything's out. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. We might just get something done yet. Round 1, back down to 2, back down to 3, back up to 4, back down to 4. Over the lip. Right, that's the top one done. Is the bottom thread. Right, bottom thread. Left hand. Pull the thread in front of me. And then follow the instructions. And then do it. Right, last go. If it doesn't work in this attempt, I'm going to be making flowers. No, it's just not working. It's not working because of that bottom thread. So I did say we would be making flowers. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Take this fabric off. It's driving me nuts. Right, take this fabric off before I throw it in there. Let's make flowers. Right, so you get, when my machine works, I'm going to sew all the way around, and then I'm going to do the same to the back, except on the top it will need go all the way around in the back. So I already did this bit, and I'll do that with the white when my machine decides to work for me. So I'm going to make some flowers. Something less stressful, and that's not driving me around the bend. Right, this little guy that I showed you right at the very beginning. Now this is I know, as soon as I go off it'll work perfectly fine. This is a button. This is a wooden button, but you can make them out of any buttons that maybe I'm got any interest or whatnot, whatever button you want to do. So I take a thread and some a needle. This is how I made this one. And I'm gonna, no, I did not do it. I'm just gonna cut it. I know, Tad, I'd fall asleep too, watching me thread that and thread it back through and then thread it back through again. Oh. Right, a button. This is how I made that. Really super cute and easy. We want to leave this first thread is to leave the thread at the behind it, so you can sew it to any project. That's what I did. So pull the thread all the way through and leave about enough so you've got enough to pull your needle through at the end and sew it to any project you want to sew it to. And then I'm going to just go through my holes, sew it a bit at a time. Oops. Oh, and I know what I wanted to make. I'm going to make one of these and a vintage. I know what I'm going to make. Don't need my machine to do that now. You're in my bad books, that's for sure. I will be, Lisa. Don't need you to make these flowers. Ha! You ain't gonna beat me. You might frustrate me, but you ain't gonna beat me. Right. Once you've got enough, you think that the button is not going to do anything and those threads are tight, cut this off. We've got enough thread there. Leave this loose because then it allows you to thread it to anything else. Take your cotton, right, and I'm going to double it up. Take a time then. Take the cotton off this. I got cotton everywhere, going on by everywhere by her. Take some cotton. Right. Gather these two threads in one hand, pull them to one side at the minute, and all you're going to do is just knot this. Now, because I've doubled it, I can knot the cotton through a loop. Right, so go through one hole and pull the thread over the button and then back through the hole. Now, do it twice because the cotton is not very thick, but don't do it too tight that you're not going to be able to use it. Once you've done that, go through your next buttonhole, should I say, bring it over the edge and through the center. There, and then over the edge and through the center. Right, and keep moving it around until now this buttonhole has got 4 holes that it's got 4. So you need 2 of the cottons to go around the edges. And that, you know how I love buttons. I just wanted something quirky to reuse them for. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to make it for that machine not working. All right, 2 of these, but keep them in the same direction. I'll show you what it looks like now. So I've now got 4 pieces of cotton. I've got the 2 pieces of cotton that I want to tie it off to one side, and I've got 4 pieces of cotton on the edge. So because this is at the back of my back of the button, go through one of the stitches at the back. This is only to tie this cotton off, through a loop and pull. I'm going to cut this and then I'm going to tie it. I'm going to tie it with the other 2. The other 2. Right. So you've got that. That's what you've got at the minute. You've got one side and one the other. So what you'll need to make that is real thin. No, don't do that. You want a real super thin. What am I calling it? Ribbon. Super thin ribbon. Anything thick like this, It doesn't go through my eye of my needle, and it doesn't work for me. But have an attempt and see if it works for you. I found the thinner the thinner the ribbon, the better it works. I'm going to leave that there because it's on a loop that I cannot take off. Right. Cut this, and I'm going to push it through my loop, my hole. Come on. There. Right. Now you'll need you need loads actually to do this. Don't think, oh wait a minute, I've cut it too much. Honestly, you will find the more you do this, the more you do this, the more you go around, you'll find that you probably may have got a little bit too much, or you haven't got enough. So it's better to have enough because you can't join it on. So what we'll need to do first is go through one of my cotton strips, and we're going to pull, making sure we stay the ribbon in the center. Pull all this all the way through, 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 all the way through. Get to the end, and I'm just gonna pull it till the end meets the middle. Now somewhere on this ravel is my needle. Again, pull it through. Oh wait. I've missed one. Right. You're pulling it through the next little line for this one. I have done something similar to this, like a spider web flower before. It's the same sort of technique, but a bit different. With the spider web flower, I tell you to like miss one and then sew one. Make sure none of your threads are getting in your way, because as I was doing that one, it caught. Right, sew that, and I'm going to go through the next one. Come on. All the way, 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 till you get 3. Now I'm going to go through the 4th one, and then after that I'm going to skip my cotton row. So pull it through, and you're probably thinking I've cut way too much off. I haven't. Right, now that will stay in place, because as it was going round, it twisted a little bit. So miss one and then go through the next one. Miss one and go through the next one. So you've now done one row of miss one, go through the next one. This is the first row. There's the first row. Right. Now you go through the next hole. So you don't miss one as of yet. Don't miss any. You go through the next cotton threads that you've just created with your cotton. Pull this all the way through. See what I mean? I wasn't holding them. Now they got tangled. There. Right. Now we're going to miss one again. So we're going to miss one. We're going to go through the next one. So we're going into the holes at the moment that we haven't been into. Pull this all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Come on. Right. Miss one, go through the next one. Now we've done row 2. Right, row 3 and 4 is the same as row 2. So back to row 1 now. So go through the next one. Pull it all the way up. Miss one, go through your next one. This is row 3. And then we're back to row 4. So go through your next little loop, and you can already see it starting to come. Right, now we're going to go in the next one. So after this, it's everyone we go into, so we don't miss any. So it's a bit different to the spider web, because with the spider web you miss one as you're going along, but with this one you just go through every one a minute. So this would be row 5, and we're doing row 6. Oh, good night, Lisa. Thank you for your help this evening. Oh, come on. Okay, then I'm going to keep going. Do another 2 rows of the exact same thing, and then after that it's a bit different. Pull this all the way up. Right, now as you can see, it's done the middle. Now I'm on the outside, so what I'm doing with the outside is, probably I've got a little bit too much. Let me think. I've got a bit too much on my needle. Let's cut it to about there, see what we get at. There, so it's not so long. And then I'm going to make what am I going to make next? I want to make, it's like a bookmark. Like I said, my machine's not going to beat me. Oh, come on. Come on. There. Right. Twist it a couple of times. So I'm twisting it once, twice, and then I'm going to go through my little 2 clangs. And I'm going to show you the first 2 rows, and then I won't finish it off because you sort of get it as I'm going along. So when you get to the outer side of your button, you go through every one, but you twist them as you go. Twist the ribbon as you go, and that will take you through every one. So I'm twisting the ribbon as I go. Right, now I'm going to miss one. I'll need quite a fair amount of twist to get me through over this edge. See, that's what it's creating at the minute. Just cut this off. That's what it's creating at the minute. So you would twist that then, and you would take it back through the hole that you've just been through. So it does, you go only through one hole, and then you go to your next hole underneath, pull it without pulling the thread, which I've already done. Oh, I'm such a nana. But anyway, you pull that all the way. And then as you go through the second one, come in front and go under the ribbon. So you make your ring, sort of your ring for the outside. Go through your next ring, your next little loop. I'm really annoyed my machine's not working. Right, I'm going to go under my ribbon, keeping my stitches fairly loose. It's going to get tighter the more you do it because you're taking ribbon through. But it'll begin to get a bit like, what am I trying to say? It'll begin to waver out a bit like that on the outside. And you do that all the way. So you go through one, under your ribbon, go through one, under your ribbon, go through one, under your ribbon, until you get to that. Now I messed that up a bit because the stitches, I wasn't holding on to them and they've got caught. So that is one way to use your buttons. And then you put anything in the center. Now this is a little flat back embellishment that I had laying around. That's why you put that in, but they turn out beautiful. So even though I can't stitch that to anything, I will under. I will, what will I do? Glue it. That's what I'm trying to say. See? And you just go you do this all the way around till your flower begins to come out. And if the stitches become too tight and you can't get your needle in, just go around it with your, just go through the ribbons that are already there that you've already created, and you will see it forming. If I just do the outside, you'll see it forming. So I'm not going through the strings anymore. I'm just going through the ribbon. It's already there. See? And you can put anything in the center of them. That's better. See how cute that is? And say you got to the end, say I didn't want any more of the end, probably do another. Go with me, I would probably do another. So instead of looping it, I'm just going to go around the edges. And then it's just all about on how much you want to put on or how much you want to take away. But they are cool little embellishments to use in your projects. And another way to use my buttons up. Right, I said I would do like a little, it's like a bookmark, but it's not. I was thinking more for journals. There, look. How cool is that? So it just depends on how many you go through. Just depends on, and your flower will turn out different every time you do it. That I would have said that's a little bit of messy, but hey ho, I love it. Just going to pull it one last time before you pull it through like you would your needle. Just pull it super tight so it doesn't come undone. And I'm just going to have to take it through there and back through the center just to tie it off. Cut it, and there's your little button embellishment. But it just depends on how many times you go round the little buttons. They're cool. Right, so that's my little first thing. Now the other thing I wanted to do, like I say, even though my machine's not, it's the bottom bobbin, I know exactly what it's causing that to be. I have with me some beautiful like what would you call it? Floral fabric. That I wanted to make a little thing for a journal. So you know how I've been thinking this week, you know how we cut off the edge, which is called, oh my days, what is the edge called? I told everybody this week what the edge was called. Don't know what the edge is called. I can't remember. Well, I was thinking, say you left it there, right? Just say for argument's sake you left it there. Why not use it in your projects? Right, so I have just a piece of fabric. This is what I wanted to do. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Probably over there, I think. Actually, yeah, over there. And then instead of cutting this off, I'm going to lift it up to create my pocket for my salvage. There we are. Thank you, Penny. I had it in my mind, but I just couldn't think what it was called. To go in the center, I am going to use I got some. Right. Oh, it's folded in half. Had to be. Just to pad it out a little bit. Right, move this. Bring this back over. And I'm going to bring this up. Now, it has got a little bit of batting in. I'm not sort of worried about it. I'm going to leave that edge free there. And I'm going to just pin that a second down. I would sew it, but my machine has decided to play silly buggers. Right, I've got some nice vintage laces here that I got sent when I bought Sarah's Prize. The lovely Carol, who owns Vintage Angel UK on Etsy, she sent me a bag of goodies. And in these bag of goodies, I have there. In these bag of goodies, I have some lace that I thought would look really wicked. So I'm going to build this up, and then when I get my machine to work, I will sew this together. But I was thinking of making one of these, and I thought, oh, because I knew I was going to finish that basket tonight. And it's just something I thought for inspiration. So I have a pocket. Now that's not quite deep enough. If you want it a bit deeper, I just bring this side up. So I've now got a pocket there. It just depends on how you stick this side. If you stuck it straight down, then you're not going to get a pocket on the back. If you stick it down like 3 edges down on the paper, then you'll get a pocket on the back. So what I was thinking was to use that there. I'm going to use the bottom just there. And I have some real old, yes, let me try and I'm gonna do some lace edging, I think, in my little box that was made to me by the lovely Sharon. I keep all my vintage laces, everything. There's a piece. Everything. So whatever I got, I keep in there. So that goes there. That would go there. That's to go there. And oops, I've got a piece of netting here. Now I'm just building this up. Not quite. Let me see what else I've got. See, they're beautiful laces. Gorgeous is that? Oh, I like that, but I don't know whether I want to use it. It's not quite. Oh, I got this piece. Not quite. Keep going, Claire. Keep going. Gorgeous lace. It is beautiful. It's stunning lace. And what I love about them, they're all vintage pieces. Yeah, there. Oh, I got a corner here. No, forget that. I'm going to put that there. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of that off. And a little bit of that off. So there's the two. And I'm just going to, I want it so that because this has got a corner piece. If I hold it, you see the corner piece. I want it so that the corner piece is showing more than anything else. So I'm going to cut, I think, around the corner piece so I get to see the lace underneath. And I'm not. There. And no, not quite. Not quite. I'm getting there. I'm going to pop that up there. But can you see what I mean about using your little snippets? Even the black pieces are beautiful. They're just as stunning as the front, as the brown ones. There's a black piece. Isn't that gorgeous? Stunning, and I fall in love with them every time I see them. Right, I'm gonna put my little snippet on of, I'm trying to think, see what I got in my basket. Yeah, maybe. Oh, what about this? I'm trying to think. Is that all I want to put on? Oh, I know. Here's my scissors. It's not vintage, but it's got a bit of a glitter to it. So I'm happy with that. Happy, happy, happy. Right. Okay. Should I use? Yeah, look, see? And then when my machine decides to work, only when it decides to work, I'll sew all this together as is. So lay it all up the way you want to, and then sew it. I had this brainwave in the week, and I don't know when it was, about making these for a journal. I pin all these edges, and I can move it about. And using the selvage and not throwing it away, because you can see, because it's being used as my edge. So if I'm using it on the page, you're going to see it. See? Doesn't that look lush? And I've now got a pocket here. I might have a pocket there if I want to put anything on there. I don't think I do. No, I don't know. Oh, that's quite pretty. No, I'm not going to put an edge. I'm not going to use a pocket there, I don't think. Don't think I want to anyway. No, I don't. Do I? I think I will. Change my mind. So let me show you on a page what it looks like. So fabric page, or any, whatever you want to use. And then for that to go there, and then these little buttons, where's the little pink one? They can then be attached to your project if you made a bunch of 3. So if I made another one, see? Why not? Why not, Penny? Exactly. Why not? I don't know. Do you think? Go on. Right, I'm going to pin that and then I'll sew it on. So I have now got myself 3 projects. I've got 3 pockets. I've got one here, one there, and one just there. And then these little buttons can be sewn on like so. And the center, let me show you what I've got for the center. I did pick this out earlier because I knew I was going to do one. And like I say, I know what's wrong with my machine. It's me putting the bottom bobbin in wrong. Right. You watch now. I'll come off live and then it will all work. Push this down. How cool is that? Isn't they cool? So they could work for anything really. They could work to put on a basket. They could work for anything you want them to work for. The basket, I will finish off. I'll put this seam binding on. I'll sew it all up and it'll be popped in the post. It's me, it is. It's not my machine. My machine's not broke. It's me putting in the bottom bobbin wrong. Because I have the same trouble every time I rethread my machine. I have the same trouble. And I've also made these flowers. I think you've seen me make before. Move all this out the way. Which I'm going to pop in with Lynn. And I made that one as well. So yes, that is my life for tonight. I want that. Want what? Oh, this is gorgeous, isn't it, Penny? Absolutely stunning. Keep watching because I'm going to be doing a bit of a giveaway soon. You won't have to make anything for it. I think, it'll just be in my live. So keep watching because that'll be coming up. But like you say, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to come live next week because of Rosie. But keep watching because there is a live coming up with a bit of a giveaway in. And yeah, that's to give you some inspiration on how to make these cool little button flowers, how to make this, and how to make the seam binding to put in your basket. And like you say, pin it all the way around, sew it, and then do your back. And anything you don't want to be in your way, pin it all the way around. But it's not my machine. It is me putting that bottom bobbin in wrong. I need to practice it a bit more. It is still fairly new. I only did about 2 months ago. So I need more practice, methinks. And I haven't been in here all week, so I've forgotten how to use it. But yes, a walking foot does usually walk and it does usually work. But if you want a little pack of these laces, which are all stunning and all beautiful as the next, there's a shop on Etsy called Vintage Angel UK, and she does makes little £5 bags up. They aren't a lot of laces, you know, you're not going to get meters or yards. They're little snippets, but if you're using them the way I use them and you love your snippets or love using like little things like this, it's perfect little bundle for you. And what I tend to do is purchase 2 or 3 at a time, and she always makes the packs a variety, so you won't get the same pack every time you order. It's all different from the next. Yes, I hope you did enjoy tonight's live. I do apologise for my machine, for me being a bit doolally with it. Like I say, a bit more practice, and then I'll be able to come on and show you what a walking foot does. But yeah, I hope you've really enjoyed that, and let me know if you give this a go or these little button flowers a go, because I'm going to be making some more of these. I think they're absolutely so adorable, and they're cool for any project. So have a lovely rest of the week. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for sticking by me as always and supporting my lovely channel. And thank you for watching tonight's live. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate all you. And I'll be watching videos endlessly this weekend and catching up on all your videos been posting. And yeah, thank you all for just being you, and I will see you all, if not next Friday, I'll say not, but if it changes I'll put a video up to say I'm coming live. So at the moment, as it stands, I won't be going live, but I will see you the week after. Good night, God bless, and I will catch up with you very shortly. Good night, ladies. Have a lovely rest of the week wherever you are in the world. Happy Mother's Day to the ladies over in the USA, and I will speak to you all then. Mwah. Good night, ladies. Bye for now.